and of the many passengers whose lives were saved by the deeds of these brave children, I should like to say thank you. Thank you very much. And as a token of our esteem and gratitude, I should like to make a presentation to our brave young heroes. Now, Roberta here has already told me that there were 8 children in all involved in saving the train. So, if she and her brother and sister would care to step forward, I will make the first presentation. Mr. Burks, thank you. Congratulations, many, many thanks, and jolly well done. And now, John and Edith, would you care to step forward? John, Edith, well done. Congratulations, sterling work. And last, but by no means least, Emma, Bert, and Joan. Bert, congratulations, well done, and well done to both of you. Sterling work. And now, all that remains is for me to say thank you to you all for coming here today. Good afternoon to you.
That's what I'd like to know.
We all have to share it.
You mean break it into 3?
No, silly.
I was only joking, Bobby.
Today, Peter, you can have the watch. Tomorrow, Phyllis, it's your turn, and the day after, mine, and so on. What do you think?
What an awfully good idea.
Though I still think we should have a watch each, instead of all the Perks as children.
Phyllis, sometimes you are so selfish. That wouldn't have been fair at all, would it?
Yes, it would.
Have you not listened to a word Mr. Shapansky has said?
No, I can't speak French or Russian.
You know very well what I mean.
She does have a point, Bobby. It was your petticoat, and you waved it.
And you stood on the line and nearly killed yourself.
But they were there as well. They shouted and waved and screamed just as much as we all did.
Though I suppose you're right. As usual.
Oh, Bobby, sometimes you're too fair.
Who's that?
Where?
Surely it can't be.
Oh, it is!
Good afternoon, children.
Good afternoon. How very nice to meet you.
And how very nice to meet you at last.
I'm Roberta.
I'm Peter.
And I'm Phyllis.
What are you doing here, sir?
I came here especially to see you. I heard about the presentation. Wanted to come here personally to thank you.
Why?
For saving my life.
Saving your life?
I was a passenger on the 6:40 train.
Oh, you were?
I was.
We didn't know.
I was sitting at the very front of the train, and if I hadn't been killed, almost certainly I'd been badly injured.
Oh, how terrible.
Oh, it wasn't so terrible. It was quite an adventure in the end.
But you could have been killed.
And so could many others. But thanks to you and your friends, we weren't. So thank you very much indeed.
Not at all.
A pleasure.
Absolutely.
And if there's any way I can help you or your mother, I'll certainly try my best.
Really?
Is there something I can do?
Well, you see, there could be something you may be able to help us with.
If I can.
Well, we have a Russian gentleman called Shapansky staying with us at present. You see, he's escaped from Russia because he was locked up in Siberia for writing a book all about poor people. He's come to England to find his wife and children because he knows that they're over here somewhere, but he doesn't know where, and he's ever so sad and lonely for them, and we'd do anything to make sure he could find them, wouldn't we?
Yes.
Even our silver watch. We would.
What did you say his name was? Flying Pansky?
Oh no, Shapansky. SZEPANSKY, I think. And you call it Shapansky.
Shapansky?
Do you know him?
Oh, bless my soul.
You do know him?
I've read his book. It's been translated into every European language. It's a fine book. It's a noble book. And your mother took him in?
Yes.
What a very good woman your mother must be.
Of course she is.
And you're a very good man.
And you're a little flatterer. Now, shall I tell you what I really think of you three?
Oh, please don't.
Why not?
I don't know. Only, if it's horrid, I don't want you to. And if it's nice, I'd rather you didn't.
Well, I'm very pleased you asked me about all this. Very pleased indeed. And I shouldn't be surprised if I find something out very, very soon. I know a great many Russians in London. Every Russian knows his name. Now tell me all about yourselves. I've got lots of time before my train goes.
Well, like the true gentleman he was true to his word, and one sunny afternoon, 2 weeks later, he arrived back at the station and went straight round to the cottage.
Good afternoon.
Oh, good afternoon.
You must be the mother of Roberta, Phyllis and Peter.
Yes.
And I'm the gentleman your three lovely children wave to every morning on the train.
Oh, how very pleased to meet you. I've heard so much about you.
And I have you.
The children will be pleased.
Well, I've come here for a very special reason.
Oh,
Did the children not tell you?
Mr. Shapansky?
Yes.
You found his wife and children?
They're living in London.
Oh, how wonderful. Oh, we must tell him straight away. And the children, of course. Oh, please, do come with me into the cottage. Well, wonderful, wonderful. Please, do come in. Bobby, Peter, Phyllis, do come here quickly and bring Mr. Shapansky. Oh, this really is such exciting news. I don't know how to thank you enough. Peter! Bobby!
Mummy? Oh, hello.
We have some wonderful news for you. Peter, go and get Mr. Shapansky. He's reading in his bedroom.
You found his wife and children?
Yes.
Oh, how super.
And are they well?
They're very well, thank you.
Oh, wonderful.
I've told them where their Russian friend is staying and they can't wait to see him.
Yes, I can imagine. Oh, we must pack his few things. Oh, Phyllis, darling, would you run up and get Mr. Shapansky's items? What time is the next train?
15 minutes.
Oh,
I'll send a telegram to London so his family are there at the station to meet him.
just one.
Hello, you see me?
Mr. Shapansky, votre famille, ils sont sains et saufs.
Oh, grâce à toi. Grâce à toi. Oh, où sont-ils?
À Londres.
Londres. Oh, grâce à toi. Oh, merci. Oh,
Tell him about his train, Mother.
oh.
Mr. Shapansky,
Merci.
your train, le train,
Train.
parti en 15
Merci.
minutes.
Merci.
15 minutes.
Are you ready? Êtes-vous prêt? Are
You
you ready?
must go, Mr. Shapansky.
Merci, merci.
Phyllis, darling.
Okay.
Thank you. Here, Mr. Shapansky. Now go.
These yours?
Oh, no. You keep them. Pour vous.
Oh,
Comment, Peterman?
thank you.
Ça va partir, Peterman?
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Mr. Shapansky.
We'll see you again, we hope.
Certainly hope so.
That's the time.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Oh, children, isn't that wonderful?
Oh, isn't that exciting? He's going to meet his wife and children after all this time.
Yes, it is exciting, isn't it?
The baby must have grown since he last saw her.
Gosh, yes.
I wonder whether Father will think I've grown. I have grown, haven't I, Mother?
Yes, darling. Yes, you have.
And so have I, haven't I, Mother?
Yes, Peter.
I hope Father still recognises us when he comes home. He will come home, won't he?
Yes, darling. Yes, he will.
Come on, you two. Let's race down to the fence and wave to it as it passes. I bet I'll beat you both.
Oh, no, you won't!
Oh, I thought you'd gone with the others.
I let them run on.
Oh, I do hope they keep off the line.
Mother, are you alright?
Yes, darling. I'm quite well. Why?
I just wondered. Are you going to miss Mr. Shapansky?
Yes. Yes, I expect I will. But I'm so happy for him.
Yes, so am I.
Bobby, darling. You don't think Peter and Phyllis are forgetting about Father, do you?
No, of course not. Why?
Well, it's just that today was the first time they've spoken of him in a long, long time.
We often speak about him when we're by ourselves.
But not to me. Why not to me?
Well,
Bobby,
yes.
tell me.
I thought you were so unhappy about Father not being here that I stopped talking about him.
Oh, Bobby, darling. Oh, you are a kind and thoughtful girl.
Oh, I do hate to see you unhappy.
Oh, darling, I'll tell you. Well, besides parting from Father, he and I have had a terrible sorrow. Oh, worse than anything you can imagine. And at first it did hurt me to hear you all talking of him as if everything were just the same. But it would be much, much worse if you were to forget him. That would be worse than anything.
But we could never do that, Mother. Never.
And you will keep thinking of him.
Yes.
Good.
Only
What is it, Bobby?
the sorrow that you and he have had, it won't last always, will it?
No, darling. No, it won't.
And he will come back to us, won't he, Mother?
Yes. Yes, he will.
I wish I could comfort you more.
Oh, darling, you do. Oh, don't you think I haven't noticed how good you've all been lately? Not quarrelling nearly as much as you used to, and all the little things that you do for me, like helping me in the kitchen and in the garden.
I do love you, Mother.
And I love you too, darling. Very, very much. Now, you won't tell the others, will you?
No.
And Bobby, darling, thank you for helping me with the washing.
Their man were hiding some terrible secret from them, and she dared ask. She wanted to know, and yet she didn't. And things might have stayed that way, except for one tiny twist of fate. It all started down here at the station. Oh, hello. Oh, that's a nice brooch you're wearing, Phyllis.
Yes, it was Mother's. She gave it me for my birthday because I liked it.
Oh, have you had a birthday?
Yes. When's your birthday, Mr. Perks?
Oh, I gave up taking birthdays long before you were born.
But you must have been born sometime, even if it was 30, 40, or even 50 years.
Hey, now, steady on, lass. Not quite 50 if you don't mind. If you must know, I'll be 45 on the 15th of this month.
Then why don't you keep it?
Because I've got better things to keep, that's why.
Do you mean secrets?
No, the wife and kids, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, I'm talking the devil.
Mum told us to get from under her feet.
Oh, so she told you to come down here and get under mine, did she?
Well, do no harm, Dad.
Well, that'll make a change.
Mr. Perks, is the tickets office open?
Oh, yes, I'll be right with you. Right, well, if you must play somewhere, go and play on railway lines.
But isn't that dangerous playing on the railway line?
It were only joking.
He's always pulling our leg, our dad.
Did you know it's his birthday next week?
Is it?
Didn't you know?
Well, he never keeps birthdays, Dad.
No, Ma. Do you not buy them presents or anything then?
Well, what with?
We can't afford it.
Well, everyone should celebrate birthdays. We all do, don't we?
Yes.
My dad says when you get to his age, there's now to celebrate.
He's 45. Is he that old? Oh, he's ancient, isn't he?
No, he's not. You're only ancient if you're 46 years old.
Any road, you lot ready?
Where are you going? Down the canal. Fancy coming? Oh, rather. Does that mean yeah?
Not at the moment, thank you.
I'll come.
No, you won't, Peter. I want to talk to you.
Oh, Bobby, what about?
We'll follow you on later.
All right then. Ta-ra then.
Goodbye.
Oh, Bobby, why can't we go now?
I want to talk to you about Perks' birthday.
Here.
I think we should do something special, since he's been so good to us, and everyone should celebrate birthdays.
All right, but what do you suggest?
I don't know.
We can make him a big card with happy birthday written all over it.
Yes, but it's got to be even more special than that.
Oh, I know.
What?
Mr. Perks is very popular, isn't he?
Yes.
People in the village always say hello to him, don't they?
Yes.
Well, everyone in the village would like to give him something for his birthday.
I'm not so sure we should do that, Peter.
Why not?
Remember what Mother said? We weren't to go asking people for things.
For ourselves, she meant, not for other people.
That's true.
But what about if he takes it as charity, like Mother did?
Oh, Bobby, it's given for birthdays. Presents aren't charity.
That's true. I think it'll be lovely if all different people got Mr. Perks a present.
You're right, Peter.
Terrific.
It isn't charity when it's your birthday. That's a jolly good idea.
Spiffing, I say. Let's not bother with the canal. This is much more exciting.
Of course, I knew nothing about this. Blooming good job and all. They'd been right through all the village, from top to bottom. There weren't an house they hadn't called on. No one who hadn't given them something. There was a tobacco pipe from the sweet shop, half a pound of tea from the grocer's, a faded woolen scarf from the draper's, you know, one that had been in window a bit too long, and from the doctor there was a stuffed squirrel. Although what he thought I was going to do with that is anybody's business. And then Mam had wrapped me up with a bundle of old clothes, and well, she made me some buns with my initials iced on top. Well, on the day of my birthday, they bundled them all together and trotted down to the station, pushing them in a pram that Mrs. Ransom had given to them.
He's off down the line somewhere. What's all that?
Presents for his birthday. We collected them.
Collected?
Who from?
People in the village.
Well, who for?
Your dad.
You mean you went round asking for things for me dad?
Yes. Why?
Well, if it's going to be a surprise for him, I think I'll keep out the road.
Yeah, good idea.
Aye.
I don't understand.
Well, you will do.
Where are you lot going?
Out.
Oh, right. Oh, no. What are you doing here?
We've bought Mr. Perks some presents for his birthday.
His birthday? Yes, he's 45 today.
I know. He reminded me. I can't think what put such an idea into his head. I mean, we remember the children's birthdays, of course, but me and him, well. You say you bought him some presents?
Yes.
What, all of these?
Yes.
Not at all?
Yes.
Oh, goodness gracious me, I don't believe. Oh, let me see. Really? All these for Perks?
Yes.
Everyone?
Yes.
Oh, I can't believe it. I really can't.
Oh, Mrs. Perks.
Oh, I think it's wonderful. It's wonderful. All these just for Perks. Oh, it's too much.
Too much presents.
Oh, just wait till he sees all these. Oh, I'm sorry, you will forgive me, won't you? It's just, well, Perks has never had a birthday like this. Never in his life. Not even when he were a kid. Now I've been saving up to buy an ounce of his favourite tobacco, but now with all these presents, I don't know what to say. I really don't.
Don't say anything, Mrs. Perks. We're glad you're pleased, and we hope Mr. Perks will be just as pleased.
Please, just you wait till you see his face.
What are you lot doing around here?
Nothing, Dad.
Oh, that'll make a
You
change.
see
Happy birthday,
now,
Dad.
Oh, thanks very much.
he's here.
I think it would be a good idea to surprise him and hide.
What a spiffing idea. Where can we hide his Perks?
In the office.
Right. If you give him the tobacco and wish him a happy birthday and tell him about the presents, and we'll come out and say many happy returns.
Oh, now then, lass.
Happy birthday, Albert.
Oh, well, what a birthday this is. First they remember and now you. Hey, what's this pram doing here?
It's a present, Albert.
A present? What are all these?
They're presents and all of them. Isn't it wonderful?
Who are they from? All the world and his wife? Hey, lass, you didn't buy these, did you?
No, I couldn't afford all this. Hey, this is my present.
Oh, ta very much. Who are these from then?
The children, Albert.
Whose children? Our children? Well, they can't.
No, they're children from up three chimneys.
What?
Aye.
All these presents from them children?
Oh no, isn't it wonderful?
Well, that one, well, I can't have all of these.
Why not, Albert?
Why not? You ask me why not. Why, who do they think they are with their airs and graces, handing out charity? Handing out charity like there was lords and ladies. Well, I'm not having it.
They're presents, not charity.
I'm not having it. I won't have it.
Oh, I wish you'd shush up, Albert. They're in ticket office. They're listening.
Oh, are they? Well, I'll give them something to listen to. Right, you lot, come on out here. You've got some explaining to do. Come on. Where are you? Come on. Well?
We thought you'd be pleased.
When pleased? When have you ever heard me complaining about being short of something, eh? You tell me that.
You haven't, Mr. Perks, but these are presents, and people give presents on birthdays.
Aye, a present, one present, but when you've got heaps and heaps of them like this...
But they're not all from us.
Oh no.
They're from all sorts of people in the village.
People in village? Oh, they've never bought me anything else before. Oh, who put them up to it?
Well, we did.
Oh, well, that's marvellous. That's blinking marvellous. So you've been going round our neighbours telling them we can't make both ends meet.
Oh, I'm sure they didn't mean that, Albert.
Well, whether they meant it or not, they did it. I'm not going to hold my head up high in village after this lot.
We didn't mean it, Mr. Perks. Honestly, we didn't.
Honestly.
Now look what you've done. Oh, I hope you're satisfied.
Oh,
All I wanted to say was that people who gave you these presents said how fond they were of you.
oh, I bet.
If you won't even listen.
To what?
You, Albert Perks, are a stubborn old fool sometimes. Why don't you listen just for once in your life?
Oh,
All I wanted to say is that people who gave you presents passed on a message to you.
Go on, love. He is listening.
oh.
These are clothes from Mother. She said, I'll find some of Phyllis's things that she's grown out of. I feel quite sure Mr. Perks wouldn't be offended and think it's meant for charity. I'd like to do some little thing for him because he's been so kind to you. I can't do much because we're poor ourselves.
You see, Albert?
Well, your mum's a born lady. I'll give her that. All right, we'll keep the clothes.
Then there's the perambulator and the gooseberries from Mrs. Ransom. She said, I dare say the Perks children would like these gooseberries. And she told me to tell you that the pram was her little Emma's, who died after 6 months, and she'd like to see it used.
Oh, Albert, I can't send Pram back.
Am I asking you to?
Then there's the shovel. Mr. James made it for you himself. He said, you tell Mr. Perks it's a pleasure to make a little thing for a man what is much respected.
James is a good enough fella.
And then the honey and the bootlaces. Mr. James said he respected a man who paid his way, and the butcher said the same, and the old turnpike woman said many was the time you'd lent her a hand with her garden when you were a lad, and things like that came home to roost. I don't know what she meant. And everyone who gave you things said it was a good idea of ours, and nobody said anything horrid about charity or anything like that. And I hope you'll forgive us someday. Goodbye. Come on, you two.
Hang on a moment.
I should think so too.
Maybe I have been a bit hasty.
A bit?
All right. I'm sorry, and we'll keep the presents.
Oh.
I know you meant well, and to be honest with you, it's right grand to know that you're so well respected by your neighbours.
Happy birthday, Mr. Perks.
Oh, ta very much. Oh, ta.
Now I hope you'll stay and have a bit of tea with us.
Aye, let's get the rest of the kids round. We'll have a right good party, eh?
Well, what's a fuss you've made over nothing?
Wouldn't have fuss over nothing. If a man can't respect himself, then, well, no one else will respect him neither. Everybody was jumping about and laughing, and I've never seen the missus enjoy herself so much. Well, when we drank all we could and eated so many buns, I think they were going to pop out of their ear holes. We realised how late it were going to be, and Phyllis, Bobby and Roberta said that they'd better be going.
Shall I take the paper for you, Mr. Perks?
Oh, Bobby, that's very thoughtful of you. And I hope you'll come again very soon.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Mrs. Perks.
Come on.
I won't be a minute, you two. I'm just going to go and put these in the bin.
Come on, Bobby. Mother will wonder where we are.
What's the matter, Bobby?
Bobby?
You two go on. I'll catch you up.
Why? What's wrong?
I said go on.
I don't know what's wrong with her. I'm sure that tea's gone to her head.
So now I know. End of trial. Verdict, guilty. Sentence, 5 years penal servitude. Oh, Daddy, you didn't believe it. I don't believe you did it. Never, ever, ever.
So there we are. Well, what a palaver. That night, her man knew there was something up.
Good evening, Bobby. Are Peter and Phyllis in bed?
I suppose so.
Come and sit down. You've been quiet all evening. Is there something wrong, darling?
Oh, Mummy. Oh, Mummy.
What is it, darling? What's the matter? Oh, Bobby, darling. Oh, Bobby, you don't believe it, do you? You don't believe Daddy did it?
No, of course not, Mother.
Oh, thank goodness for that. Oh, he hasn't done it, darling. They've locked him up in prison, but he's done nothing wrong. He's good and noble and honourable, and he belongs to us. And we must be proud of him, and we must bear it and be brave.
But why didn't you tell me, Mother?
Are you going to tell the others?
No.
Why not?
Because?
Exactly. So now you understand why I didn't tell you. Darling, we two must bear it and be brave.
Mother, would it make you more unhappy if you told me about it?
No, darling. No, it wouldn't.
I'd like to hear it.
Do you remember when we were living in London and 2 men arrived to see Father?
The night that he was taken?
Yes. They were policemen, and they took Daddy down to the police station and charged him with selling state secrets to the Russians.
But Daddy wouldn't do such a thing.
Of course he wouldn't, but they called him a traitor and a spy.
But he wouldn't, after everything Mr. Shapansky said about Russia.
Of course he wouldn't, darling. But at his trial, they brought up evidence that papers had been found in Father's desk.
What papers?
Papers which proved he was guilty.
Then someone must have put them there.
Exactly. And that someone is the guilty person.
But who would do such a thing?
I don't know, Bobby. I don't know. But the man who took Father's position when the dreadful thing happened, he was always jealous of your father because Daddy was so clever and everyone thought such a lot of him. Daddy never quite trusted that man.
Couldn't we explain all this to somebody?
Oh, darling, don't you think I haven't tried? No, darling. There is nothing to be done. All we can do, you and I and Daddy, is be patient and brave and wait.
Oh, Mother, you're so brave keeping this from us.
And darling, we won't speak of this anymore. It would help me if you could just enjoy things a little bit and try and be happy. Will you try that?
I'll try, Mother, but it won't be easy.
Thank you, Bobby.
Aye, and it weren't easy neither. But she did put a brave face on things. And then she thought really, really hard. Who in the world could possibly help her? Of course, there were only one person, and that were the old gentleman.
My dear friend, you see what is in this paper? It is not true. Father never did it. Mother says someone put the papers in Father's desk, and she says the man under him that got Father's place afterwards was jealous of Father, and Father suspected him for a long time. But nobody listens to a word she says. But you are so kind and clever, and you found out about our Russian friend's wife directly. Can't you find out who did the treason? Because it wasn't Father, upon my honour. Oh, do please help me. There is just Mother and me who know, and we can't do anything. Peter and Phyllis don't know. I'll pray for you twice every day, as long as I live, if only you'll try. Just try to find out. Oh, do help me. I remain your affectionate little friend, Roberta.
Hiya.
Oh, hello. You frightened me.
Well, what are you doing?
Writing a letter.
Who to? Your dad?
No, our old gentleman.
Oh, you're not begging off him again, are you?
No, of course not. I often write to him. He's a very good friend of ours.
Well, what about?
Anything. Are you going to the station?
I might be.
Will you give this to your dad and ask him to hand it to the old gentleman this evening when the train stops?
Aye, all right then.
Thank you.
You're all right, really, aren't you?
What do you mean?
You're not stuck up or out like I thought.
Oh, I certainly hope not.
I mean, you do daft things, but you can't help that.
Come on, here they go. There must be nearly 20 of them. Oh, hello, Kitty.
Well, what's going on?
It's a paper chase. The local grammar school.
Oh, them, they're dead stuck up, they are.
They won't even speak to us.
Well, that's not very nice.
No, it isn't.
It isn't very nice at all. They're horrible.
Horrible. Here's the hare now.
There he goes.
What happens if they catch him? Oh, I don't know. What if he's a hare? Then maybe they'll eat him.
Oh, don't be daft, Bert.
Oh, I wouldn't like to eat him.
Here's the hare now.
Only another 50 miles. That poor boy in the red jersey looks tired already.
His face is redder than his jersey.
You best be catching the next train, lads.
Don't be cruel. The hare should be coming over the next hill.
Here's the hare now.
He's heading for the railway tunnel.
There's a train coming out of the tunnel.
Is it that dangerous?
Not if we keep to the side.
Here's the hare now.
That's it then.
No, it's not. I can't see no one else. Where is that boy in the red jersey? Yeah, I can't see him either.
Maybe he's hurt.
Maybe he's lying unconscious. His pale head resting on the rail.
Oh, Peter, don't try and talk like a book.
Do you think we should go in and have a look for it?
That's a great idea. I'm not going in.
Oh, don't be soppy.
I'm not.
Nor am I.
Well, let's go.
Come on then, yes. Follow me.
And you three go home. Come on, you two.
It's dark. It's right dark and it's damp and cold.
If you hear a train coming, just press yourself against the side. You'll be all right.
I'm frightened.
Take my hand, Phil.
Listen,
Shh. Be quiet a minute. What's that?
it's a train.
Press yourself against the side, quick.
I'm frightened, Billy. Hey, isn't this right exciting?
Is everyone all right?
I'm frightened.
It's okay, Phil.
What if the red jersey lad was lying on the line? Oh no.
We must go and see.
Come on! Look, it's him! Is he dead? Is that real blood? Is it, Heck? It's only his red jersey.
Well, can we move him?
I don't know, he looks quite heavy.
Try and wake him.
But be careful.
Put his head under one of them drips, that'll wake him.
Shut up, Bert.
I'm only saying. I have some milk in my bag.
Wet his ears with milk. I know they do it with eau de cologne to people who fainted, but I expect milk is as good.
I'm frightened.
Oh, be quiet, Phil. Don't drown him.
My hand slipped.
Oh, thank goodness for that.
He isn't dead.
Where am I?
You're in the railway tunnel. I'm Bobby, and these are friends of mine.
Oh, I remember.
Well, what happened then?
I think I tripped over a wire.
Well, can you stand?
I'll try.
Oh, I do hate to hear that.
I think I've broken my leg.
Well, we're going to have to get you out of here some way or the other.
We'll have to carry him.
You're going to have to stand up, you know. Put one arm round my neck and the other round Bobby's.
I'll try.
Let's see if we can walk. How's that?
Not bad. Jolly kind of you.
His leg won't fall off if it's broken, will it?
Bert.
I'm only asking.
Where are we taking him to?
We'll take him home with us. Mother will know what to do. You lead the way, Peter. Mother! Mother!
We found a hound in a red jersey in the railway tunnel and he's broken his leg and they're bringing him here.
We'll take him to a vet. I can't have a lame dog here.
Oh, he's not a dog really. He's a boy.
Well, then take him home to his mother.
He's living in at the local grammar school. And Mother, you must be nice to him. I told him you would be sure that you would want to help him. You always want to help everybody.
All right, Peter. Well, what have we here?
Hello, Mother.
Hello, I'm Jim.
Hello, Jim. I understand you've broken your leg.
I think so.
Well, that won't do at all, will it? Phyllis, darling, run down and fetch Dr. Forrest. We must make Jim as comfortable as possible. Now, bring him up here very carefully now.
Oh, I do hate to be such terrible pain.
No trouble. Come over here, that's it, carefully. Gently.
Careful.
Peter.
I think I'm going to faint again.
Aye, but he didn't faint. And after a nice cup of sweet tea, he felt really quite cheery.
His mother died when he was very young, and his father lives in Northumberland. But he does have a grandfather who lives close by. We must get in touch with him, and we must do that immediately, and with the school.
More problems?
I think this young fellow here. We think he's broken his leg.
Oh dear. Well, we can't have that, can we? I'm afraid you're all going to have to leave the room, except for your mother.
Yes. I think you'd better get home. Your mother will wonder where you've got to.
I wish doctors weren't so stuck up about who they'd have in the room when they're doing things. You know, I'd most awfully like to hear you see a leg set. I believe his bones crack like anything. Don't! Oh, don't be so feeble. You say you want to be Red Cross nurses. It's kind of like hearing me talk about bones crunching. You'd have heard them crunch on the field of battle.
Stop that!
You're horrid. Cowards. We're not cowards.
Ah!
There. That was a bone crunching.
Peter!
You're horrid. Girls.
Aye, well. Jim's leg was soon set, and after that he was quite comfortable. But all this excitement had helped take Roberta's mind off her poor dad, locked up in prison for something he didn't do. But every day she waited to hear from the old gentleman. And on the third day, she had the biggest surprise she could ever have dreamed of. They were up in the attic room playing. Well, they heard a knock on the door, and then there were some voices. And a few minutes later, their man called upstairs.
Bobby, Peter, Phyllis, come down. Jim's grandfather is here and he'd like to see you.
Jim will be pleased.
Hello, children.
Oh, hello! It's our own old gentleman.
Phyllis!
Oh, it's all right.
I'm so awfully glad it's you.
When you think of all the odd gentlemen there are in the world, it could have been almost anybody.
I say though, you're not going to take Jim away now, are you?
No, not at present.
Oh, spiffing! We're becoming ever such good friends, and it's much more fun talking to a boy.
Peter!
Why, it is.
Oh, your mother's kindly said he can stay here to nurse him herself.
But what about her writing? Jim won't have anything to eat if Mother doesn't write.
Oh. Shall I tell you about little arrangements?
Yes, please.
Your mother's kindly consented to give up writing for a while and become matron of my hospital.
Shall we have to move away from the Three Chimneys and the railway and everything?
The hospital will be called the Three Chimneys Hospital, and my unlucky Jim is the only patient.
Oh.
So you'll all be staying here for quite a while, won't you? Unless something very wonderful happens. But I must go. But I'd like to come back tomorrow if possible to see Jim again.
Oh, yes, of course. You are welcome any time.
And thank you all so much for caring for my grandson.
It's a pleasure.
And take good care of your mother. She's a woman in a million.
Isn't she?
God bless you all. Will Bobby please come to the gate with me?
Of course.
So you're a good child, my dear, and I received your letter.
Oh?
But it wasn't needed.
Oh.
When I read about your father's case at the time in the paper, I had my doubts. And ever since I've known about you, I've been trying to find things out. And I haven't done much so far, but I have hopes. I have hopes. In fact, I have great hopes, but keep your secret a little while longer. It wouldn't do to upset your mother with a false hope, would it?
Oh, but it isn't false. I know it isn't false. I knew it wasn't when I wrote to you. Oh, say you don't think he did it.
My dear, I'm perfectly certain he didn't. Goodbye for now, and keep your fingers crossed.
I'll keep every one of my fingers crossed.
Next few weeks raced by. They all became great friends with Jim. Great friends. Well, I hardly saw either hair of them for weeks, except when I went to call to see him.
I wonder if the railway misses us. We're never going to see it now.
Yes. It seems a shame. We loved it dearly when we had nobody else to play with.
We always see Perks when he comes to call up and see, and we sometimes see John and Bert and the others. What I do hate is not going to the railway and waving to the 10:15. Well, look, if we go now, we will just catch it.
Come on then.
Oh, just a minute. My bootlaces come undone. When you're getting married, your bootlace will come undone. Going down the church yourself, then the man that you're marrying will trip over it and smash his nose on the flagstones. And then you'll say you won't marry him because he has a smashed up nose.
I'd much rather marry a man with a smashed up nose than not marry anyone at all.
All the same, wouldn't it be a shame to marry a man who can't smell the flowers at your wedding?
What are the flowers at the wedding? The train's here! Take our love to father!
The old gentleman's waving!
Everyone's waving.
Well? What could it mean?
I don't know.
Maybe he told everyone at his station to wave at us when the train passes. But why would he do such a thing?
I'm not sure.
Don't you think there was something strange about his wave today?
No.
I do. I think he was trying to tell us something with his paper.
Oh, I'll tell you what's going to happen. Phyllis's bootlace is going to come undone again.
Horrid boy!
Wait till I catch him!
And she did feel funny and all. She just couldn't settle. She knew something was going to happen, if you know what I mean. She couldn't settle to read, nor to write. Couldn't even settle in garden. So, that afternoon, she decided to come down to the station. Well, as she walked through the village, everybody was smiling and waving and were right cheerful. She just couldn't understand it.
Oh, my dear. So pleased for you. But you'd better hurry along. It'll soon be 3:15. God bless you, love. God bless you.
Oh, good luck to you, love. We're all so happy for you.
Oh, so you've heard then, Bobby?
Heard what, Mr. Perks?
This!
What?
Hey, when I read this thing here this morning, I don't think I've had an happier day in my life.
Read what, Mr. Perks?
Oh, Bobby, we're all so happy for you, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
And here it is now, right on time. The 3:20 express.
I'm sorry, Mr. Perks, I don't understand.
Good luck, miss.